guys! Welcome to ECTV. So for this video, pag-aaralan natin is about the proof of mid-segment theorem. At the end of this video, we should prove the mid-segment theorem of a trapezoid. So before that, i-define muna natin what is a trapezoid. When we say trapezoid, we are referring to a quadrilateral with exactly one pair of opposite sides that are parallel. So let's consider this given figure. Let's say we are given trapezoid ABCD. So kung mapapansin natin, meron tayong pair of sides that are parallel. So we can notice that AB, so side AB is parallel to side BC. So take note that these parallel sides are called the base or the bases of the trapezoid. Okay? So again, this side is the base and the other side is the base. Now, for the sides that is non-parallel, so this side AD and side BC, this is called the legs of the trapezoid. So side AD and side BC are the legs of the trapezoid. Now, we have what we call the base angles. So, ano naman yung mga pairs of base angles? So, we have two pairs of base angles. One pair is angle A and angle B. So, again, angle A and angle B is one pair of base angle. Another pair is angle D and angle C. So, this one, angle D and angle C is another pair of base angles. So these are the different parts of a trapezoid. Again, the parallel sides are the bases of the trapezoid and the non-parallel sides are the legs of the given trapezoid. Now let's proceed to the mid-segment of a trapezoid. So when we say mid-segment, it is the median of a trapezoid that is parallel to each bases and its length is 1/2 of the sum of the lengths of the bases. So if we're going to consider this figure, so again, ang mid-segment is the median of the trapezoid. So let's say this is trapezoid ABCD. Okay. So the median is the line or segment connecting the legs of the trapezoid. So this is parallel to the bases, base AB and base DC. And the mid-segment theorem states that the length of this median, let's say this is segment XY. The length of the median is just half of the sum. So sum of the bases of the given trapezoid. So we have base AB and base DC. So again, mid-segment theorem states that the measure of the median is just half of the sum of the lengths of the bases. So let's try to prove this mid-segment theorem using the two-column proof. Okay, so we are given here trapezoid MINS with median TR. So we have trapezoid MINS with median TR. So we need to prove that TR is parallel to IN and also parallel to MS. And we need to prove also that the measure of TR, so this median, is just 1/2 of the sum of the length of MS and IN. Okay? So for the proof, let's have this one. So for number 1, ang reason natin is given. So we all know that the given is trapezoid MINS with median TR. Okay? So for number 2, sabi dito, let's draw IS or segment IS. This one, IS. With P as its midpoint. So if P is the midpoint of IS, therefore we can say that IP is congruent to SP. Reason, the line postulate states that 2 points determine a line. Okay? So for number 3, we are given TP. So this one, TP, is 1/2 of MS. So if we're going to consider triangle MIS, TP is just half of the measure of MS, and TP is parallel to MS. Under what reason? So the midline theorem. Next, we have number 4. Segment PR, this one, is 1/2 of the measure of IN. So this is just half of IN. And that PR is parallel to IN under what reason? The midline theorem. Okay? So we are also given that MS, so this one, is parallel to IN. Again, MS is parallel to IN. For what reason? The definition of a trapezoid, in which the bases are parallel to each other. Okay? So number 6, we have TP, this one. This segment TP is parallel to segment IN. So under what reason? We have the definition of parallel or parallel lines. So for number 7, we are given that TP and PR are both parallel to IN. Okay? So TP and PR are both parallel to IN. Thus, TP and R are collinear. When we say collinear, those are the points that lie on the same line or same segment. Okay? Under what reason? We have TP and PR are either parallel or the same line. Okay? So for number 8, we have TR. So this segment, we have segment TR, is equal to TP plus PR. So yung buong segment na daw na ito, itong TR, is equal to TP plus PR. So for what reason? We have the segment addition postulate. Okay? So for number 9, we have TR is equal to 1/2 MS plus 1/2 IN. So under what reason? We have substitution from statement numbers 3 and 4. So ang sabi sa number 3, TP is 1/2 MS. So sinubstitute lang natin yung measure ng TP dito sa number 8. So we have TP is 1/2 of MS. And next, for number 4, sabi dito, PR is 1/2 of IN. So sinubstitute lang din natin dito sa PR. So we have 1/2 of IN. So by factoring, take note na meron sila parehong 1/2. So we have TR is equal to 1/2 times the quantity of MS plus IN. So na-prove na natin that TR is parallel to IN and TR is parallel to MS and TR is just equal to 1/2 of MS plus IN. So this is the proof of the mid-segment theorem. Okay, so let's continue. Let's now have the theorems on isosceles trapezoid. So ano bang ibig sabihin pag sinabi natin isosceles trapezoid? We all know isosceles triangle. So when we say isosceles triangle, those are the triangles with congruent legs. So ano naman yung isosceles trapezoid? So recalling that a trapezoid is a quadrilateral with exactly one pair of opposite sides that are parallel. So when we say isosceles trapezoid, we are referring to a trapezoid with congruent legs. Okay? So considering this trapezoid, let's say that this trapezoid is trapezoid A, B, C, D. So still, the parallel sides are the bases and the non-parallel sides are the legs. So pag sinabi nating isosceles trapezoid, we have congruent legs. So take note that side AD is congruent to side BC. So this is an example of an isosceles trapezoid. So we have different theorems for isosceles trapezoid. So for number 1, ang sabi dito, the base angles of an isosceles trapezoid are congruent. Okay? Next, we have the opposite angles of an isosceles trapezoid are supplementary. And then next, we have the diagonals of an isosceles trapezoid are congruent. So let's try to prove this first theorem for isosceles trapezoid. So ito yung i-prove natin. That the base angles of an isosceles trapezoid are congruent using the two-column proof. So, again, for the theorem, you have the base angles of an isosceles trapezoid that are congruent. So let's consider this given figure. We are given isosceles trapezoid M or AMOR, this one. And that MO is parallel to AR. So we need to prove that angle A is congruent to angle R, and that angle AMO, this angle, is congruent to angle O. Okay, so let's have the proof. For number 1, we have given. So we all know that the given is isosceles trapezoid AMOR, and that MO is parallel to AR. So for number 2, we have AM is congruent to OR. Again, AM is congruent to OR. And that MO is parallel to AR. Under what reason? The definition of isosceles trapezoid. So the legs AM and OR are congruent, and the bases MO and AR are parallel to each other. Okay? So for number 3, from M, so from point M, let's draw segment ME. This one, that is parallel to OR, where E lies on segment AR. Okay? So under what reason? The line postulate. So 2 points determine a line. So we have line ME. Okay? For number 4, so we have quadrilateral MORE is a parallelogram. Under what reason? We have definition of a parallelogram. Why? From statement number 3, since ME is parallel to OR. So, definition of a parallelogram, any two opposite sides are parallel. Okay? So, next, we have segment ME, this one, is congruent to segment OR. Okay? ME is congruent to OR. Under what reason? In a parallelogram, any two opposite sides are congruent. Okay? So again, ME is congruent to OR. Since they are opposite sides, therefore they are congruent. Okay? Next, we have segment MA is congruent to ME. Under what reason? Transitive property from statement numbers 2 and 5. Since from number 2, AM is congruent to OR, and number 5 states that ME is also congruent to OR, then we can say that MA is congruent to ME by transitive property. Okay, next, for number 7, we can say the triangle AME, this triangle, is an isosceles triangle. So, under what reason? The definition of an isosceles triangle. Since MA is congruent to ME, so these are the legs of the given triangle. Therefore, this is considered to be an isosceles triangle. So, with that, we can say that angle A is congruent to angle 1. Under what reason? We have the base angles of an isosceles triangle are congruent. So, angle A is congruent to angle 1. So, to continue, we have angle 1, this angle, is congruent to angle R. Under what reason? So, we have the corresponding angle theorem. And from there, we can say that angle A is congruent to angle R by transitive property from statement numbers 8 and 9. So, since yung angle A ay congruent sa angle 1 at yung angle 1 ay congruent din sa angle R, we can say that angle A is also congruent to angle R by transitive property. Okay? So, for number 11, we can now say that angle A is congruent, angle A and angle AMO are supplementary angles. And angle O and angle R are also supplementary angles. So, under what reason? The same side interior angle theorem. Okay? So, from there, we can now say that angle AMO is congruent to angle O. For what reason? We have supplements of congruent angles are also congruent. So, na-prove na natin that the base angles, which is angle A and angle R, so one pair, angle A and angle R, and angle AMO and angle O are congruent. Okay, so we have proved the theorem. The base angles of an isosceles trapezoid are congruent. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you learned something. Thank you and God bless us all.